So everyone talks about the Woodlands, Cypress, and Katy when it comes to moving to the Houston suburbs, but there are several suburbs and communities that go overlooked that really need to be mentioned. Today, we're going to talk about the most underrated suburbs with charm and space and affordability, which communities are growing fastest and still have room for growth. Hey guys, I'm Natasha Tessier. I own Dwell Realty and Design, born and raised in the great city of Houston. So the first suburb I'm going to talk about is going to be Magnolia. This is a great hidden gem. Don't think it's going to be a hidden gem for long. They are talking about this Magnolia town square where there's millions and millions of dollars going into this huge development in Magnolia. But for now, it is still kind of a small town feel, a little bit further out with lots of land. This is a little slower pace. It has trees, pretty good affordability. In some of our neighborhoods, we are getting the most amazing deals right now. This is, August 2025, and the deals that are going on are really, really great. However, I do want to note there's huge talk of interest rates going down, and I do think that the prices are going to go back up. So if you're looking, now would be your time to buy, especially if you can put it under contract now. Also take advantage of the rate drop, I think happening mid-September. So you have several neighborhoods popping up in Magnolia. You also have rural locations where you can have horses and property. High Meadow Ranch is one of the big ones. High Meadow Estates is another big one of the luxury ones. But you also have Creston, which is starting around $300-400. You've got Colton, and then of course the big Audubon. All these are master plan communities going in right out 249, Spur 149, all that area, and it is going to grow like crazy. This is all based on the Aggie Expressway, which was not built until recently, and that's the reason for all the growth out towards Magnolia. It is often kind of overrated because it's a small town. There's only 2 high schools. They did just move up to 6A. It's small 6A, so I think there's probably 2,500 to 3,000 in their schools, whereas the Woodlands has over 4,000, so it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. But like Conroe ISD has, 11, 12, 13 high schools. Right now, Magnolia has 2, Magnolia West. So it still has that small town charm. On the Mag West side, there's not as much development yet, but again, it is all coming that way. Kind of in between New Mag and Old Mag is your brand new HEB and Lowe's and all these crazy developments going in. Like I mentioned, places like Audubon, it's growing so fast that they're gonna have over 5,000 homes in there. It spans across all parts of the freeway. It is crazy. They're gonna have tunnels going under to the different sections. There's Audubon Elementary Schools already open, so the growth there is truly amazing. Another new neighborhood that I just put someone under contract in is Woodhaven. So like where Escondido, they didn't keep the trees. Woodhaven, they did. These particular clients actually switched from Escondido over to Woodhaven. They're not going to be ready to start moving in, I think, October to December 2025. However, there are great master plan communities popping up everywhere. I said the town center is going to explode. So, and there's still some really affordable neighborhoods out here. So if you're looking for affordability, we can take you through the difference in Magnolia and Mag West. Magnolia is new Mag. Mag West is kind of old Mag. Both great areas, both places I would send my kids, but lots of growth in Magnolia. And then, like I said, the town center is going to blow up. There's a lot of information on what they're about to do in that town center. Okay, moving on to number 2, we're going to go to Waller, Hockley area. Okay, so Cypress used to be all the rage. It still is. And then Bridgeland moved to the north side of 99. They went into Waller ISD, and so you have Waller High School, but they are building a brand new high school out there. And when Cypress blew up just north of it, I mean, it's not even 10 minutes. And so Hockley is going to be crazy because they have Jubilee, which is a Johnson development, same people that developed Wood Forest. Great community, lots of clients buying in Jubilee right now. And then Grand Prairie is right next to that. So out 290, which is going towards Austin, you're gonna have the growth of Hockley. And like I said, they have slated for a brand new high school, a brand new junior high, and a brand new elementary, all within the next 5 years. So the growth out there is going to be amazing, and you're not that far. So you're not tucked away. Magnolia can feel kind of far to people. Hockley is going to be a straight shot. It's literally just north of 99 outside Cypress. And so you can get into all the hospitals right there, the Costco, and then also Bridgeland is being developed by Howard Hughes, who is the same developer that developed the Woodlands. He's doing Bridgeland, and he's also doing Woodland Hills up in Willis, my most popular community. He's also doing an outdoor mall like Market Street. So if you've never seen Market Street in the Woodlands, you need to go. Gorgeous outdoor mall. You've got very high-end shopping, dining, entertainment, all right there. And they're building the same thing in Bridgeland. And plus, I've mentioned this before, Chevron just bought 72 acres there. So that is going to grow and blow up like crazy. So Hockley, Waller area would also be a community that gets slept on that I think in 10 years is going to be completely different. Also, because that's just now being developed, there is a lot of flexibility with the pricing. So in Jubilee, I'm able to get really good pricing. In Grand Prairie, there's another neighborhood a little bit further out that's really, really affordable with a neighborhood pool that a lot of my clients love. It's extremely affordable with the elementary school right there. So again, we can negotiate great prices. Now there's not trees there. It's not going to be like Magnolia and Willis and Montgomery and that whole Conroe. There's not a lot of trees. It's more flat. But somebody called this morning and they're commuting to Austin, and that is much closer than they're commuting to Austin like twice a month. Not a lot. Obviously not every day. But that was 2 hours, and from the Woodlands it was 2 hours and 50 minutes. So it saves you a lot being on that side of town. Plus, again, like it's a direct shot in 290, which isn't a bad commute into the city. Some other kind of new communities in there is Oakwood Estates. That's what I mentioned earlier. Really affordable, cute little neighborhood. It is further out. Atwater is another community going in there, and then Beacon Hill. So again, all these master plan communities, I would say Jubilee and Grand Prairie are the most popular, but these other ones are coming up and going to start selling and going to also be really popular areas to move to. All right, next is going to be Willis. As I mentioned, Woodland Hills is my most popular selling neighborhood right now. It is a straight shot down 45. You are 10 or 15 minutes from the Woodlands. You have a brand new HEB, a lot of young families moving out there and a lot of retired, and it tends to do really well. Again, Howard Hughes, the person who developed the Woodlands, is developing the community of Woodland Hills, and that is the main master plan community. There's a few smaller communities, but that is the main one. You are right against the Sam Houston National Forest, so you are going to have a ton of trees. A lot of those homes don't have any back neighbors, or they have a row of trees before you hit the back neighbor. And Woodland Hills has 10 parks, walking trails. They have one lap pool open year round, which my clients love. They have a resort style pool, basketball courts, pickleball courts, everything you'd ever want. Tons and tons of builders out there. My last purchase out there, they had $33,400 in equity the day we closed, meaning that appraiser saw that house was worth $33,000 more than I was able to negotiate it down for. Let me interrupt and say I am getting the reputation of Natasha the negotiator. That's my favorite thing to do for my clients, is get them the very best deal. When you walk into new construction, they're going to say to you, hey, we're offering this great deal. And they're saying the same thing to everybody. You're not going to take that deal. You're going to let me come in and do the negotiating on your behalf and get that price down for you, get whatever I can, get included, and make sure we are getting you a great deal with equity in your home, especially in a buyer's market, which is where we are now. If it flips and the rates go down in the fives and everybody's buying, that's going to be a tougher sale. The other thing that people love about Willis is you're right on the east side of Lake Conroe. So the access to the lake is right there. So if you love boating and all the things on the weekends or during the week, that could be a really cool spot for you. And again, you're not far from your Costco in the Woodlands, maybe 15 minutes to the heart of the Woodlands. So you've got the mall and all the fine dining and shopping that you need right there. And you're also closer to the airport on that side. So if those are important to you, then Willis might be your place to be. And so you can also tell the growth going out in Willis by the new major developments. We have a Lowe's and Home Depot coming in the end of 2026. So that should tell you something. Again, all of these neighborhoods are because these major freeways go out somewhere. So like Hockley goes to Austin, the Aggie Expressway goes to A&M, to College Station, and then 45 of course goes straight up to Dallas, and that is where Willis is coming from and the popularity of moving there. Last but not least is going to be Montgomery, Texas. Probably my favorite. I like the small town feel. I like that we have a farmer's market every single Saturday at the KOA. I like the charm of the downtown. You've got really cute shops and dining, antique shops, barbecue places, seafood. You've got the Cozy Grape down there. So many cute restaurants in downtown Montgomery. It is where the Texas flag was born. Lots of pride in the city of Montgomery. And I would say a little bit more hills and trees. Kind of Willis and Montgomery have a little bit more terrain out that way, so it's not quite as flat as being like in the city. So I love that. I would say that Montgomery tends to be more land. So some of the acreage communities are out here. You've got Lake Creek Estates, Lake Creek Ranch, you've got Montgomery Farms, you've got all sorts of acreage properties, and then you've got older neighborhoods like Crown Oaks, Grand Lake Estates, very, very popular places to live in Montgomery. Fairwater is a smaller community, a D.R. Horton, kind of affordable, right by Lake Creek High School. A lot of people love to live in Walden and April Sound and Bentwater. Those are kind of three lakefront areas. More established community, lower property taxes because they've been around a while. Bentwater is a manned gate, but it is far to the schools if you choose to live out that far. However, Walden, people love those schools there, and April Sound, all of those are A and B rated for the most part. So really good schools. School district again is smaller, so you just have Lake Creek High School and Montgomery High School. So it definitely has a more small town feel and a little more spread out because a lot of people live on land. We live on 2 acres out here. A lot of people live on an acre or half an acre, and then obviously Wood Forest is also in Montgomery, which is probably our largest master plan community and one of the top selling in relation to it's close to the Woodlands, got smaller schools. A lot of people go there in that area and go to Legacy, which is a part homeschool, part going to school. So a lot of my clients like the hybrid option there. That's not very far from Montgomery. So lots of different options. You're kind of sandwiched in between 105, which has all the growth, brand new Home Depot, Dutch Brothers, Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, all that is new. And then also you're kind of north of 1488. There is a brand new H-E-B going on the corner of 105, probably 5 minutes from my house. I'm super excited. It's supposed to open in 2026, and I was by there the other day and they are breaking ground. So a lot of growth happening in Montgomery as well. I would say overall, Montgomery tends to be a little bit pricier. A lot of that's because you're getting land with your house. Not in every instance, but it can be more expensive. I think the average price is a little bit higher than the other areas mentioned. However, these are my 4 kind of slept on. We've got Magnolia, we've got Hockley, we've got Willis and Montgomery. So if you're looking at, Katy, Cypress, Woodlands, and you want something a little bit quieter and a little further out with lots of room for growth and lots of room for equity, these might be your places. They're all really great areas. I would love to help you. Please fill out the form below. We will be in touch. We will hop on a Zoom and figure out how we can help you, and we would love to work with you. Please reach out anytime. Have a blessed day.